But over the years, I was very fortunate, obviously, to interview Nelson Mandela, other world leaders, great businessmen, businesswomen. But I think the one interview that really has had a profound effect on me was the interview with Mbuyiseni and Ndlozi. I mean, that was an interview. I interviewed him. He just won some prestigious award. And he was about 16 years old, and it was prior to him entering politics, but it was an interview that was filled with so much hope and promise, and it's an interview that just seems to keep popping up. And of course it's because of him that the interview keeps popping up, and every now and again I get a message to say, you're tweeting, you know, you're up there again, you're out there, and I know, oh, it's the Mbuyiseni interview.
John Perlman, who'd worked here, was working on a Women's Day Month series. And he said to me, I don't remember the year, I don't remember the date, he said to me, I want you to interview Yvonne Mokgoro, Constitutional Court judge. And I'm like, okay, why me, why? But anyway, I'll do it. So I did my prep, I did my homework, and I went to do the interview, and she was tiny, and she was wearing this beautiful little suit, pantsuit, and a string of pearls, and we were just about to get started, and I got either a call or a message that Father Frans Klaarhout, the artist, well-known artist in the Free State, had passed away. And I'd been working on his profile with some of the colleagues, and I had to interrupt this interview until, I'm so sorry, but can we put this interview on hold? We hadn't really started. And we decided to go ways and we would reschedule the interview. And I did what I did and made sure that all the radio teams had their bulletins and current affairs profiles, stories ready, reset the interview, and came back, and it was one of the warmest interviews. And I know now, looking back and when I was there, why John wanted me to do the interview. I've always had the ability to go straight to people's hearts. No matter how important you are, no matter how big you are, I go for your heart, I go for your soul, and I've literally got less than a minute to do that. If I don't, and you're riding on trust, you're riding on your reputation and trust, but if you can't penetrate the heart and the soul, your interview is going to be like anybody else's. It's going to be cut and paste, copy and paste. It was the most beautiful interview about her telling me about her childhood and how poor they were, and her dad, I think, was a petrol attendant, and he would bring these little donuts, and this was the story that John wanted me to get, and how they'd sit around the brazier fire, and you know, with his little money he'd bring them the vetkoek and the dumplings and what have you. And it was just such a warm human story. And then I obviously land up asking her about her music and her love and her grandchildren's, and she was telling me about the grandkids, but she's like a funky grandma, and she starts doing this, like, I don't know what the music was at the moment, and was like, she's dancing and she's singing, and then I went to find the real music, and I would kind of weave that together. So that was just super special.